Hello, my friends. Welcome or welcome back. Thank you for joining me today. Today, we're going to have a wellness pop-up. I'm going to talk about a health journey that I've been on for the last 5 months. Okay, hold on. I'm always on a health journey. and you know what? This particular journey actually, it did not begin 5 months ago. It began like 2.5 years ago. So let's really back up. Let's talk about this longer health journey that I've been on. In the medical world and in the biology of life, this journey for a woman is called perimenopause. So for any women out there, you might be able to relate. Men, sorry, can't relate, but maybe you can if you know women in life, if you have any women in your life. So this journey really started for me roughly January of 2023. And for the last 2.5 years, I've noticed some changes in the body, which, you know what, men and women alike notice things like that. Maybe it's gray hair, maybe it's weight gain. For me, definitely it was weight gain. Within that 2.5 year time period, I put on almost 30 pounds. That's a lot. That is a lot. Now, if you don't know me personally, I am 6 foot tall, so I have, height on my side. 28 pounds though, I felt it everywhere. I could see it in weird places. I mean, I could see it in like my ankles and my calves. I could feel it in the back of my throat. It was very uncomfortable. Of course, I felt it in my gut. I say of course because I feel that's where we all gain weight. I could even see it in my upper lip. I mean, it was totally random and crazy. The way I explained it to my doctors is I feel like there's this thick layer of fat everywhere on me. Well, in essence, there was a thick layer of fat everywhere. But I seriously, I felt it everywhere, not just my middle section. Well, over the past 2.5, 3 years, I have seen 3 medical doctors. Now, these 3 doctors have been at different facilities in different locations of the United States. They all took blood work and they all said the same thing. They looked at my results and said, well, you're kind of low on vitamin D, and we can always use more omegas, and your glucose is kind of high. So how about if you take some vitamin D supplements with some omega-3 and, go easy on the sugar. Go easy on the sugar. This is just a stage of life that you're in. This is what happens in perimenopause. Really? Really? That's the answer? This is just the way it is? By the way, quick little side note, what I've learned is that perimenopause can last up to 15 years in women before they hit menopause. Menopause is literally, what it means is you've stopped menstruating, okay? You no longer have the monthly period. 15 years could be the age of 35 when women start going through perimenopause. The average age of menopause is 50, and that's why I say 35. Holy cow, I'm just noticing things 2.5 years ago, and by the way, I'm 52, so I'm in the menopause age range, right? 35? I don't know if I noticed anything back then. So I don't know, maybe things were happening and I didn't realize it, but now suddenly it was just kind of accumulating. And the doctors were just telling me, that's just the way it is. Wow. I also know that when your weight goes up, the size of your brain goes down. That's not good. We don't want our brain to shrink. Our brain is naturally going to shrink with age because of age. I don't need to promote it by gaining weight. So even if doctors are going to say, oh, this is normal, just figure out, deal with it, eat less, I don't know. No, it's not sitting well with me. So finally, this past April, by the way, if you're watching a recording, I'm recording this in September of 2025. Okay, so this past April, I found myself Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie is a functional medicine doctor located in La Crosse, Wisconsin. I did some research for functional medicine doctors. I really didn't know why I was going that route. Like, I didn't know why I picked that term. Besides, I talked to some friends who I noticed some changes in their body for the good. And that's just kind of where they led me. So I picked Dr. Jackie because she is an hour away from me. That's doable. And yeah, her website is impressive, and everything about her was impressive. Now, going into the meeting, I know from talking to my friends that they've taken not supplements, but some drugs to help them with the weight loss. And then they were able to get off of that drug and go into supplements and eating habits. So I kind of prepared my mind thinking, oh, this might be the route we go. Not happy about that because I'm not about taking drugs or even medicines. I'd rather figure out a natural way, but okay, if that's what we got to do. Well, I met with Dr. Jackie and she took blood work. I'm used to this, right? She took the blood work and came back, the papers, I think there were 2 or 3 papers, it was just highlighted with all of her observations and her notes. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. I just had my blood work done 6 months ago. Did stuff really change that much in 6 months? And she said, well, the blood work that was read in the past for you, it was read by doctors. Now, Dr. Jackie is a doctor as well, but those doctors were looking for disease. She said, I'm looking for health. There's a big difference when you're looking for healthy numbers versus disease type of numbers. Her observation in my blood work is that I have a lot of inflammation. It kind of makes sense. If I feel like there's this thick layer of fat everywhere, including my upper lip, okay, inflammation. I mean, that makes sense, right? Well, how did I get inflammation and how do I get rid of inflammation? For starters, she said, you know, we don't know, but we have a feeling that it is related to the food that you eat, the things that you drink, the environment that you're in. So where we're going to start is we're going to go on a 6-week detox and we're going to start some supplements. Okay. All right. Well, what's a detox? A detox is week by week, I was slowly removing foods from my diet. For example, the first week, guess what was removed? Sugar. All sugar. Fruit juices, honey, any sugar in processed foods, any additional sugar. So it's not just your cakes and your brownies and your donuts. It is also looking at ingredients and really making different choices and choosing things without sugar. And whatever you do remove in 1 week, it's going to stack. So next week I'm removing something different on top of no sugar, right? So we're truly detoxing. And over the first 4 weeks, I removed soy, dairy, gluten, corn, legumes. The reason that we were removing all these foods is because many of these foods are commonly not an allergen. I mean, they could be, but more of like an irritant, more like sensitivities. So we removed it all, and then the last 2 weeks of the detox, it was really only fruit, vegetables, and meat. To a point, it wasn't even fruit and meat because I was having these detox shakes. So really, it was a lot of vegetables. It was chicken. It was that's all I was really eating, but I was getting nutrients through these detox shakes and also supplements. So right away in day 1, we had supplements that were added in. Now, besides taking away foods, I also was instructed to add 2 servings of vegetables at every single meal. A serving is like a handful, okay? A handful that's it. It's a quarter of a cup. That's a serving. So really a half a cup of vegetables at every meal. Oh, by the way, it was cooked vegetables, just because cooked vegetables are easy on your digestive system. So I had to cook it. I got to be honest. I didn't always eat cooked vegetables. Sometimes I ate raw vegetables and I felt fine. It worked for me, okay? But 2 servings of vegetables every single meal. including breakfast. That was the weirdest spot to put more vegetables. So, what kind of vegetables do you eat at breakfast? Well, if you're scrambling eggs, you put in some mushrooms, some green pepper, some onions. You cook it all up before you put in the eggs. I mean, it really wasn't that hard. It just wasn't normal in my routine. So I had to think about it, okay? All right, so this is the first 6 weeks of my program. After 6 weeks, what we were doing is slowly bringing back foods, and we were just watching for sensitivities. Like, how is my body reacting? Is there anything happening with my gut? Is there anything elsewhere in my body? Was I tired more? Did I have anything in my thinking patterns or headaches? Overall, I didn't. I was fine with everything. Now, quick caveat, I have not yet brought back gluten. Gluten takes 6 months to get out of your body. So I'm only on month 5. I have not brought back the whole wheat flours, nothing gluten related at all. So I don't know. Is there something with gluten? Well, we'll find out. So I'm slowly bringing things back. I did notice at one time, and I can't really decide if it was a legume or soy that caused it, but I felt this kind of like swelling on the roof of my mouth. It was just, I can't explain it anything different than that. It was a swelling on the roof of my mouth. Sometimes I have had that in the past with pastas, so that's gluten. But this time I think it may have been edamame, which is soy. I think that was definitely a time when I noticed this happen. But I've had it again, and there was nothing. So, who knows? You got to pay attention. And if you don't detox your body and kind of purge it of all of the toxins, you just don't know. This is the whole process. Pay attention to what you're eating. Pay attention to the way your body's reacting. Okay, so now we're into 2 months, 3 months into the program. Well, I'm on month 5 right now. Roughly month 3.5 or 4, I really noticed weight loss. The weight loss was happening since the beginning. I mean, when you avoid sugar, it's going to happen. But I've dropped 17 pounds so far. That's huge. Because previously, I never dropped a pound in 3 years. I was just going up, up, up on the scale. To be able to drop 2 pounds was huge. 17? Wow. I no longer notice a puffy upper lip. My ankles no longer have a weird additional weight. I can see and feel around my core that the weight is dissipating. So what are my top 3 wellness transformations that really are happening here in the last 5 months? What are the things that I can attribute to this health journey? The first thing is 2 servings of cooked vegetables at every meal. Vegetables are fiber. We need fiber in our body. 2 servings of vegetables has really been helpful, and I know it's been helpful because when I've been traveling, I went to some conferences this past month. They don't have a lot of vegetables on their buffet of food options, and I felt it. I could feel the lack, and I could really feel because I was hungrier and I was just a little tired. So I definitely attribute the success so far to those vegetables. 2 servings, cooked vegetables, every single meal. The second thing, the second learning lesson is fruit is an amazing dessert. I love dessert. I also love sugar. Fruit, and at the end of your meal, is delicious and it's satisfying. And it's that kind of dessert flavor, I guess, that I need in my mouth. I don't need chocolate. I don't need ice cream. That kills me to say. I love ice cream. Don't need it. I don't need cake, brownies, cookies. Just have a piece of fruit. And I'm full and I'm satisfied. Oh, how beautiful is that? How beautiful is that? Okay, Then there's learning lesson number 3. Learning lesson number 3, this whole journey has really been about how I see food, not seafood like fish and shrimp, how I see food and how I think about food. There's so much power in our brain. And if you've watched any other of my podcast episodes, I talk about this a lot, the power of how we think. I mean, thinking differently is where the magic happens. And here I am in my own health journey realizing, oh, I think about food and I see food possibly in the wrong way. So let's back up a little bit. Let me give you a background information here. First of all, let's talk about the emotion of food, okay? The emotion of food. If you really think about what you choose to eat, we eat for taste. We eat for emotion. Here's the fact of it. Food is fuel. If you eat the right food in the right quantities, it is the proper fuel that your body needs. Here's a story. Here's an example. A few weeks ago, I was traveling and I needed to head home, and I knew the route, 2.5-hour route, really didn't have much for places to stop for dinner. It was about 6:30 in the evening, and I thought, okay, I got to grab something now before I leave a bigger city. And what was around me? Well, we had the Burger Kings, and we had Wendy's, we had Dairy Queen, we had Taco Bell. You know, there's nothing healthy in any of those. There was also a grocery store. It's called Hy-Vee. I love Hy-Vee. They have a really wonderful deli and kind of hot section, okay? So I thought, you know what? I'm going to Hy-Vee. I'm going to see what they have in their hot section of the deli area tonight, and we're going to get something that's good for me. Well, the gentleman in front of me who was ordering, he ordered the meatloaf dinner. And I thought, oh my gosh, that sounds wonderful. Well, right next to meatloaf was roasted chicken. There was also fried chicken, but fried is not necessarily good for us. Actually, it's not good for us. So I thought, okay, I've got options. This sounds good. Well, then the lady behind the counter, dished up his meatloaf and says, which 2 sides would you like? And he said, well, and he moved right over to the cold section where all the kind of salads are located. He says, give me that pasta broccoli salad and the Oreo fluff. And I thought, oh, that whole meal sounds so delicious. That is the emotion or the eating for taste. So I walked up to the counter next and my brain said, but what's the fact? What's the fact? You know what the fact is? I need 2 vegetables with every meal. So I better pick vegetables. I'm also gluten-free, so I better be wise on my gluten. I chose my dinner, my roasted chicken and corn. No, I'm sorry, I did not pick corn. I picked carrots and green beans. You get 2 sides with the meal. There was no option. I didn't want to pay extra for a pasta salad. I can't eat pasta anyway. There's gluten. I definitely don't need Oreo fluff. Way too much processed sugar. I moved to the fact of the food choices that I was making and not allow my brain to choose based on emotion. Woohoo! Good job, Kathy. It's not easy. It is not easy, but I ate my meal. I enjoyed the vegetables. I was full and satisfied. I didn't even feel like I needed the broccoli pasta salad or the Oreo fluff once I was done. I mean, part of that is, the difference between being hangry or being wise in the food choices. But this all goes back to how I see food and how I think about food. I mean, how many times do we go shopping or do we go to restaurants or wherever we're at? We purchase because of what we feel we want or what looks good. Yeah, of course sugar things are going to look good. I was in the airports and those Starbucks frothy drink concoctions, they look amazing and I don't even like coffee. And then you get out of the airplane into the airport and all you smell is popcorn. I mean, caramel corn, cheese corn, amazing. Or the chocolate chip cookies that are being baked. Emotion versus fact. That probably has been my biggest learning lesson so far. I need to choose the foods that I eat based on the facts that are in front of me, the facts that I know. When I go to the grocery store, the other day I went and I needed ketchup. Well, the Heinz ketchup was on sale. You know, a bottle about this big was $2.99. I thought, well, we got a lot of people coming over. They don't really care about their sugar intake. I turned the bottle over. One of the first ingredients is corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup is the worst thing that we can put into our body. It's not necessary if we look for it to avoid it. And we look for other options. I went a half an aisle down, over one aisle and a half an aisle down. I mean, these aren't a lot of steps. It was not an inconvenience. I went over to the organic section of the grocery store. I picked up organic ketchup, which I've tried before, which I like and my husband likes. I looked at the ingredient list. There is sugar, less sugar than the Heinz ketchup, and there's no high fructose corn syrup. Oh, and the price point? I think it was like $3.49. I mean, 50 cents more. It's same size. It's what we think and how we see food. I need to start seeing food as fuel for my body, and I need to start seeing some of the ingredients as the toxins they really are. I mean, sugar is a toxin. There are other options that will make the food taste good without the high fructose corn syrup, without the sugar, without the extra additives. I just need to educate myself. I need to see it differently. So welcome to my health journey. Next week, actually for the next few weeks, I'm going to share more about my health journey and specific things. I think the next episode is going to be called Orange is the New White. I'll leave you hanging there to figure out what's the orange, what's the white. But I'm going to be sharing more little tricks that I've learned. I mean, I'm going to have a best fest as well, because I think the best part of working with Dr. Jackie and her team is they're telling me the literal brand names to look for or to avoid. And that's huge for me. I mean, sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to think. I don't know. Just tell me what I can and cannot have. So I'm going to share some things that I've tried, that I've found that you might enjoy as well. Now, quick warning, okay? Quick warning. This is a lot. It's a lot because it's going to change your mindset. It's going to change your habits, like your shopping habits, your meal planning habits, the recipes you choose. It is a lot. So I encourage you, I challenge you, take one decision or one choice at a time. I might throw out 5 different things in each episode. Just take one. Okay, just take one new decision, one new opportunity, and just focus on that until it becomes part of your system, part of your habit. So for this next week, my health challenge that I have for you is figure out a way to get 2 servings of vegetables at every meal. It can be cooked. That's easier for your digestive system. It could be raw. It could be a salad. Things that I like to make are roasted cauliflower, roasted broccoli, maybe steamed green beans, mushrooms, green pepper, onions in with your eggs, sweet potatoes. There's a lot of goodness. It's fall season here, so squash is in season. We can go to the farmer's market and get it. So see how you can get creative, but figure out a way to get it into your meal planning and your system to have 2 servings of vegetables at every single meal. Has today's topic challenged you at all? I hope so. I hope it's challenging you to think differently. My whole idea here, or my whole goal, is to take the challenge this week, come back next week, and take charge of your health. Because doctors aren't going to. Your spouse won't, your parents won't, your kids won't. Only we can. Nobody cares about you as much as you do. So my friends, take the challenge and take charge of your health. We'll see you next time. I hope this topic has challenged you to think differently as you strive to grow from success to world class. Please follow this podcast, share it with your friends, and follow me and Unity Consulting on all social platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, and our website, unityconsultingllc.com. I look forward to connecting with you next time to challenge your habits so that you are more efficient and fully empowered.